Is this thing working? Ah, okay. Feels like it's taking longer and longer. I don't know what's going on. I've been on for like 10 seconds or 15 seconds. Hi. Monday morning, new week. New week. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. We usually wait about 1 minute for everybody to join. And then we have a busy Monday today. Lots has happened over the weekend, lots of emails. And I want to get to your questions if possible. I want to see what's going on. It hears stereo. Let me check. What if I put... the sound isn't good? The sound isn't good in the car? I'm not sure what to do about that. Maybe I put this on, but then, oh, it's great? Okay, great. If I put these on, I won't be able to lean the phone on anything. Okay, thanks guys. Thanks for joining. How are you doing? I'm gonna get right into it. Somebody messaged me in the morning saying, somebody DM'd me on Instagram saying it's you. Okay, I want all my followers to know I never contact anyone, but you know, with creation and a certain number of followers comes a certain number of scammers. Do not be scammed, okay? If I get a message from Brad Pitt, I would know it's not Brad Pitt. Not that I'm Brad Pitt level, but I'm saying it's a creator out there that you're following. When you get a message from them, please be very wary. It's probably not from them. I never message anyone. If you want to be in touch with me, you have to contact me and I'll respond. But for me to randomly contact you will never happen. I'm also not into tarot, zodiac, astrology, or whatever else people are selling out there. So it's not me. Be wary. The Facebook group is happening and alive. We're having some very interesting manifestations and discussions going on there. Everything is good. A lot of people manifested the coin from last week. Last week's challenge was an unusual coin. We got so many unusual coins, from like old times coins to Chuck E. Cheese coins to ferry, the coin to take the ferry or something like that. It's just really interesting how many coins are out there and came into people's experience. This week's manifestation is an eye. By the way, I don't think this over. Like, it's not, I'm thinking, what should I give them to manifest? They come to me. I sort of close my eyes before the live on Mondays and I think of, what am I being told for them to manifest? And if you notice, it's becoming more and more creative. It's no longer like a horse or a turtle, which we all know what they look like. A coin, you know, when I say an unusual coin, creative energy of the group has come up with many things that are different. This week is an eye, and either, like, obviously it's not your eyes, it's not, you have to see one eye somehow in your 3D experience. Again, none of our manifestations from here on out are images. Okay, so if you see an eye on TikTok, that's not it. Somehow, somewhere, you're gonna be able, part of this manifestation is your ability to connect what happens with what your intent is. So if I'm intending an eye, your ability to recognize when you see an eye in any kind of form will be very important to the unfolding. Okay, so it's an eye for this week. Put it on the Facebook group as soon as you get it. I'm sure there will be a lot of creativity in this. It will pop up in very mysterious ways. Yeah, put the eye. That's not it though. Jay, that's not it at all. And I think that's it. You know, we had a couple lottery wins, small amounts are on Facebook. Mine was $100 this week. You know, we're giving that back energetically, okay, because we're manifesting, I'm sure, larger amounts. I'm manifesting a lottery win of $1 million. Other people manifesting different amounts. But until it's that amount, I'm energetically giving back anything. That's not that, which is what I'm teaching. All right, let's get right into it. I don't know if some of the emails I can get to. I get way too many emails nowadays. So if it's something that's pertinent to the group, I will answer them during the lives, and just for the benefit of everybody. Okay, so this queen, she's in the 60-day challenge. She's actually very talented in doing the work. She's manifesting everything she wants. And here's her story. She's asking a question. So she got a lottery ticket and she won a certain amount, I don't know, like 50 pounds, let's say. She's in England. And she said, I'm going to take 10 pounds and give it to a beggar. So what's funny is that a day later or 2 days later, she was sitting down in a cafe with her sister, she said, and a beggar came to me to ask for money. I had no cash. My sister had no cash. I offered to buy food, but she said, I need cash to pay my electricity and gas. I didn't make any effort to help. And sort of I just said, I don't have money right now. I decided later to donate, but she never got around to it, okay? Today, this is a few days later after the weekend, I forgot my travel card and my bank card, and it's cost me £2 to travel. So she forgot her prepaid pass to travel, and the 10 pounds that she had committed to give away, she lost by having to use actual money in order to pay for her travel. So she's asking me, do you know what happened? It's very clear what happened, right? Especially her. She's part of our group. She's part of our directive consciousness, focus, intention. So what's happening here is your intention. Okay, I told you guys, when you win something, you gotta give a small portion to a beggar. She intended to, she didn't. She was directly asked, right? A beggar directly came to her and asked for money. She didn't, and so the universe took it anyways. Okay, because her intention has to be fulfilled. I want you to understand, it's not a punishment. It's not because you're undeserving. It's not, none of that. Once you're doing this work and you're in the flow, what's happening is your intention must come to pass. Her intention is to give it away. If she hasn't given it away within a certain amount of time, the universe will ask for it. If she still hasn't given it away, it will be taken. Just to be very, very clear on what's happening here. That was one. I want to make sure we get to everybody. All right. Another interesting one I said I will address for the benefit of the group. I saw Mona's TikTok about lies we speak coming true. I also know that what we say is out there. There's nothing we can do about it. Just keep speaking positively to delay. My question is, what can we do if someone says lies about us? Do we telepathically pick it up? And it happens? Can we reject energetically what others say? And I told her it's an amazing question, and the key is awareness. And I want to explain this, okay? A lot of people, as we moved away from religion, what happened is our awareness is no longer acknowledged by the formless substance. Remember, we talked about the structure, the creator, the formless substance, and us. And what's happening in the past, people used to do prayer and rituals. All of this had something to do with imprinting the formless substance with their wishes and desires. Since we no longer do that, we're growing further and further apart with our ability to connect to the formless substance, to the universe, to the infinite intelligence, and imprint. That's what they want, right? That's what the world wants. Keep us distracted, keep us unfocused, keep us confused. There's a lot of confusion in the world. So what I tell people is, do not, yes, people who are specifically focused and direct consciousness can affect the formless substance in any which way they want, because the formless substance is neutral. But your awareness of yourself, of it, and your awareness of your own existence is key in exercising your free will. Once you gain back this awareness, once you say, I exist, I am a finite part of the creator, right? It's the infinite creator that split itself to experience this life. I am a finite part of that. I am deserving to exist, to imprint the formless substance, to use the technology that my creator has left for me. And once you're aware like that, nothing can really touch you, because your intention and your focused consciousness is there to create your life the way you want it to be created, right? And every time something negative comes to you, it's not like intrusive thoughts won't come. Give it back. It's not mine. It's not whatever other people thinks is not mine. It has nothing to do with my awareness. I am aware in the formless substance. I am instructing. I am creating. I'm co-creating with the creator, right? You don't need to reject the creator. Somebody else asked me this question from a religious perspective. She says, I'm a Christian. Can I use this program? This program is all about being aware about how reality functions. It's not that, oh, it's just us and everyone is us pushed out. That's not it. That's not it. It's your right as part of the creator. You've been created in the creator's image. It's your right to use the technology that was left for you to use. Okay? So this is the answer to this question. Can other people's intention affect you? The short answer is, if you let it. If you're unaware, the more unaware and disconnected you are, the more other people's intention can affect you. I want you guys to be aware of that. And it's easily preventable. So that was number 2. Okay, let's move on to... Okay, we got something. Thank you, Carla. We got something in the Facebook group. Somebody said, I set certain intention about money, and now I'm noticing everyone around me that's connecting to me is getting money like that, except me. Is this normal? So I said, don't worry about it, Queen. What happened to me one time, I was manifesting, not one time, this was maybe 2-3 years ago, I was manifesting a specific sum of money. It was a 5-digit figure, but it was very specific, right? So I needed it for something specific. And I focused on that and this specific amount of money. And my cousin, who's like my sister, got that money unexpectedly. But the way she got it, and she called me, she's like, I can't believe like I got this amount, and like I wasn't expecting it, and you know, she was really excited. I didn't even dare tell her that I was the one manifesting it. That was my money. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to sound ridiculous and be like, well, that's what I've been scripting it. That's what I did this for you, you know? So that was kind of like a hilarious story. And eventually I did get that specific amount of money. Honestly, it took too long. It took over a year for some reason. In that case, I think because I've accepted the manifestation of the money coming to my cousin as my manifestation, because the moment you accept it, then, you know, your manifestation has been fulfilled. So do not, you know, be happy for them and understand anybody you're connected with energetically. Okay, and this could be people from work, right? Because the energy exchange, we don't exactly understand our energy exchanges, right? But definitely people who are close to you, people who exist in your life, may get your manifestations. They may, right? They're open and they're receptive. Remember, they're not, a lot of the people are not self-aware, so they're easily influenceable in terms of your energy direction and your energy focus, and good things may happen to them, and you just need to be happy for them. That's how it works, Queen. You know, like that's just how it works. So that was about other people getting whatever it is you want. All right, I am going to have a sip of coffee, see if there's any questions at this point about what I talk about before I move on. You feel the joy of having it, yeah. You feel the joy through them, but do not accept that as the results. I'm losing my voice. Do not accept that as the results of your manifestation. Do not. Okay, so if it happens to someone else, say, I'm happy I brought this forward in their lives. Now back to the drawing board. I'm not accepting that. We're going to do it again for me. Okay, I got a question on scripting, on how to do scripting correctly, because I've had on my previous lives, I had my own scripting books, and I showed you guys 2 of them, and I have like 4 of them from the last year and a half or so. I script almost every day, and the way to do the scripting with the challenge is this. When you do your entries in the challenge, remember you have your 4 goals, you have the challenge that's in my bio, you have each row, do not fill more than 1 row per day, okay? You fill the row, and then whatever idea you filled that day in the row, you script about. So let's say under your relationships, you scripted always highly courted and wanted, and people always ask me out, let's say. And then, so in your scripting, you take that paragraph, you lead with it, and then you expand on it. So you say, I'm highly courted and people always ask me out. Everywhere I go, men look at me. If that's what you're trying to achieve, again, men look at me and try to talk to me. I leave an impression on everybody that I encounter throughout my day. I get unexpected texts and people ask me out unexpectedly or whatever. So you turn that thing into a paragraph. Now moving on to your money affirmations. Let's say you put, abundance is my birthright, or I always get unexpected money, and that's your entry for the day. Now you take that, you put in your journal, and you continue this line of thought. I always get unexpected money. Every time I open my bank account, there's a new deposit. Every time I look in my mailbox, there's a new check coming. I have talents that are not yet explored, and with these talents, like I don't, when I apply them, I get unexpected money, more and more, and I get paid twice on things. Something like that happened to a queen in our group. She got paid twice for the same job. This was like already 3 months. Nobody asked her for the money back. You know, it's always unexpected money. Just open up the avenue. So that's how you script correctly. Okay, keep the same ideas as you do in the challenge. Take it in, put it on paper, and insist. This is what's called insisting. We insist and we persist in the same line of thought. Okay, so that was about scripting. And then we move on. Thank you for answering some of the questions here, like some of the admin questions. I appreciate it. Number 4, okay, I got an email. Somebody said I was manifesting just a gift to come from the universe, and I went to a store and I got 5 items, and for one of the items they didn't scan and I didn't pay for it, and it was this. What do you think? Is this stealing? Right? And I told her, no, you intended to get a gift. You got a gift. It's not gonna come out of somebody's pocket, right? Like, it's not the universe. Remember, guys, the universe is neutral. One summer, I started to manifest $100 bills. I got it twice in that summer. I found it. Thank you so much. I found it twice on the street. 200, like, you know, you can make this stuff up. But then I realized that somebody has to lose it for me to get it. See, the universe doesn't give based on worth. It gives based on focused intention. So once I realized that I felt bad about somebody losing it in order for me to find it, I never found it again. Right? Because immediately, but I'm okay with that, because now I'm manifesting it differently. I'm okay with that. But immediately my limiting belief, I'm stealing, somebody has to lose for me to gain, I'm not okay with that. Right? So my flow has been cut. So pay attention. When you ask for anything from the universe may respond by giving it to you by taking it from someone else. This is why I make all your manifestations as I progress through my own journey, right? I learned to do it to the highest benefit of all. I don't want somebody to lose $100 for me to find it. I don't want that to happen. I want to scratch a lottery ticket and get $100 like I did this weekend. I put it on a Facebook group. I wouldn't mind a company like, you know, let's say Amazon giving me an unexpected $100 refund, because they have a lot of money. They have billions of dollars, and it's not coming out of any family's pocket. But remember, if you don't accept your manifestation, you tell the universe, basically, you're putting a limiting belief there. So that will be up to you and the way you're able to reason with your morals. Remember, the universe is neutral. I cannot say this often enough. People don't really understand that. All right, that was number 4. Okay, number 5. We got yet another breakup. Okay, guys, please pay attention. If you're doing the 60-day challenge, if your relationship is not good, it will most likely fall apart. Or if it's not in line with what you're scripting about yourself. When you're scripting, you're highly wanted, adored, you're a priority for the person in your life. If that's not your relationship, it will most likely fall apart. So get this email. I get this type of emails every week from people who are doing my challenge. I would also like to share a pivotal transformation that has taken place in my life over the last 2 weeks. I suspected it might occur. I was prepared to embrace the change when I began your journey of transformation. My partner and I parted ways after 3 years of being together. Thought it was tough for me to accept. Our relationship was, though it was tough for me to accept, our relationship was not fostering healthy growth. I made a vow to myself that I would never permit anyone to hinder my progress or belittle my worth. Here's the thing, guys. When you're doing this work, especially when you're doing it with me, because it's just so high vibing about, you know, your self-worth, your self-esteem. When you're doing that, whatever in your life is not fostering that will fall apart. It has to, okay? And so when it falls apart, you cannot go in fear mode. Oh my God, I'm doing this work and I lost my relationship. You lost what? Somebody who was belittling you and, you know, putting you deeper and deeper. You'll be okay. What's going to happen is something better will come along, or a new version of that person will come along. But you cannot manifest from keeping status quo. Okay, you're so empowering to me. It's Selena. I appreciate that so much. I love hearing something like this. Truly appreciate you and your content. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. So do not be afraid of losing something that doesn't vibe with the person that you know you can be, or that you know you are at the core. Okay, if she's saying she was in a 3-year relationship with someone who is belittling her, then that's not a loss. And as part of my challenge, I'm glad that thing fell apart, and it should fall apart. Any structure that's not fostering for you will fall apart. So I get a breakup story like this pretty much once a week. Okay, everybody ends up better in the end. I promise you. You just gotta let it go. Just got a good riddance. Okay, good riddance. Let it go. Let it go, because you have this group. You have us. We're manifesting. We always get what we want or better. You understand? So let's see. Just joining. Please review. I just want to make sure if there's a pertinent question to what I'm talking about. If not, I will come back and address some of these questions, or I'll save your questions until I'm sort of done what I'm talking about. So yeah, Meredith is talking about exactly this. This happened to me when I started shamanic work, lost my SP, spent 2 years being stuck. I realized it was for the highest good, and I'm finally ready for my own path. Yeah, anyone who's in your path, who's hindering your path, will be removed. You can't do anything about it. In fact, you have to rejoice about it. So the breakup, do not be afraid of breakups. They'll come back. They'll come back different. They'll come back with gratitude, you know, once you start vibrating differently. Okay, that was number 5. Okay, number 6. I love these types of testimonials. Okay, I get testimonials about material things or SPs coming back or what have you. Those are common, okay, but I love this type of testimonials. Let me begin by saying that your work helped me become more disciplined and consistent, which is something I wanted from the beginning, and made me appreciate delayed gratification more, knowing that what I want will eventually come to me. Meanwhile, actually loving the process, which alone is something I appreciate so much. I've been learning about spirituality since 2018 and hypnosis since 2020, but this exact work and consistency, I've never experienced it. I've seen more stable changes now, like I'm focused on me and becoming a better version of me instead of trying to change someone else. I'm more self-aware and aware of my actions as I'm stopping what doesn't align with me now. I'm noticing how I think about things and what does not align in vision, imagination, words, and feelings. That's what I talk about. Subconscious limiting beliefs are coming to the surface. I'm easier on myself. Things are actually working in my favor more. I'm manifesting with a group, and I love being part of it. Things and people do not trigger me like they used to. And then she's talking about something personal. I know that during the process, everything will change and fade away that I don't want. But you know, if you can give us extra tips about limiting beliefs, etc. She also points out something important. Know that I begin doing the affirmation in English, even though I dream in Arabic. And since you mentioned the other day that we should do them in the language we dream of, I translated them and they actually hit differently. Do the affirmations in the language that you dream in. Okay, translate the whole work. It's that it will take you like 20 minutes to translate the whole worksheet. If you dream in your own language, do them in that language. They will hit differently. So I just want to say, when you understand that the work about manifesting, it's an inner transformation, but you can't understand that in a second by reading a guide. You have to do the work every day. And as you're pivoting and seeing reality respond to you differently day by day, as opposed to a forced manifestation, such as that you did 100 robotic affirmations that he will text you and he texts you, but he still will go away and you can manifest him back 5 times for nothing because you're having the same results, then you'll know, when this is an inner thing, you will feel differently inside. And that alone, as a testimonial to your own self-worth, is priceless. Like, in my opinion, it's priceless. All right. So anyways, I really enjoy reading this type of emails. I just want to see what's sort of next. Okay, limiting beliefs pop up big time, all the time, for people doing my challenge. Last few of my videos have been limiting beliefs that are popping up. I did a video about how influential your mother is and her limiting beliefs on your manifestation of love. And unless you understand what limiting beliefs about love have been instilled in your mind when you were a child, mostly by observing your mother, by what she told you. This woman said, I just realized while doing your work that my mother said to me always that men will use you. When I was a young girl, men will use you and throw you. And this is exactly my fear, and this is exactly what's been played out in all of my relationship. And I just understood that now while doing this work. This is massive. It's massive, right? It's massive to understand your limiting beliefs. Now, once you understand your limiting beliefs, you are different. And because you're different, I want you to restart the challenge. So if you understood this on day 15 of doing the challenge, I want you to go back and restart the challenge, because the you without these limiting beliefs will write things out differently than the you with the limiting beliefs. Like the you with the limiting beliefs might be like, John will call me this week, okay? But the you without the limiting beliefs would make it all about you. Yes, my mom told me this, and the same thing played out. There's one thing about forgiveness, guys, and you have to forgive. You have to go back and forgive. We have to forgive our parents. I think it's probably the most difficult thing to do, because especially if our parents were, not great to us. But even the ones who were great to us, they could only teach us whatever they did their best with whatever information they had at the time, right? My mother, to protect me, she told me no man will ever be good enough for me. They're not worth anything. They're not good enough anything. And, kept me single for years, because nobody was good enough, right? It's just that thing that plays out. Like, she never said you only need one man who's really special and you'll recognize who that man is. She never said that. She said they're all garbage, right? And so, can't let garbage touch you, so therefore, you might as well be on your own forever. That wasn't a good lesson either. It's not. Whatever your mother told you, you must remember clearly, because you're gonna need to undo it. I'm restarting tomorrow. My mom said the worst things ever to me. Yeah, but you have to forgive her. You have to forgive her. I wanna tell you guys something that I heard recently, and it spoke to me so much. It's about forgiveness, and the forgiveness in religion. If you guys, whoever's Christian on this live and is familiar with the Lord's Prayer, in the Lord's Prayer you say, "Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us." This is really a curse if you think about it. You can't ask God to forgive your trespasses as you forgive the trespasses of those that trespass against you, because your ability to forgive is close to zero, right? So let's think about this. I've changed this Lord's Prayer for myself, and when I use it, I say, forgive me 1,000,000 times more than I've ever forgiven anyone. Because I don't have, our ability to forgive is actually very small. Help me forgive the others who trespass against me. Don't forgive me as I forgive the others. My ability to forgive is not good enough. It's not good enough. Get it? You gotta forgive way more. Whatever you think you forgive, you gotta forgive it 100 times more, 1,000 times more. I can't forgive my mom. Do I have to forgive my ex? You have to understand, your ex is a reflection of who you were at the time. It's not your ex that you have to forgive. You have to forgive the person that you were at the time. Sometimes I look back, the girl I was, and I just look at her and I feel this feeling of love and pity and for her, and she did what she thought was best with the information she had at the time, and she didn't do a good job always. But I look at her as a separate person from me, right? He is the reflection of the woman that you were then. You're not that woman anymore, and you cannot attract men like that anymore. You have to forgive her, right? Look at her with love and pity and forgiveness. How do you undo the negative beliefs about money that my mom had? Louise, I have a video, maybe 3 videos down in my profile on exactly this, how to undo and rewrite limiting beliefs about money. In my video, I show you exactly how to do 2 columns. The first column is what I've observed in my childhood about money. The second column is the opposite of that. It's called the truth about money. So, I've observed that money needs to be budgeted month by month because sometimes it might not be enough to cover expenses. And I've translated that into there's always more than enough money no matter how the expenses increase. So, but I did it step by step. So watch that video and do the same exercise. Do it in writing. Okay? So that's about money. Money is a huge one, but so is the love and the SP is the same exact thing. Those are 2 deeply ingrained beliefs about how we love, about how we handle money, and what money is. Those beliefs, they all from childhood. You got to go back and do the work. Mona, I'm jaw drop. I just saw the live notification of a payment in advance. Wow. But Carla, you've been doing the work, right? Like, you've been present, you've been doing the work, and like, this is normal for this group. You're part of the Facebook. Like, we always get unexpected money. I'm in day 6 of a challenge. What do I tell you guys when you get unexpected money or unexpected anything? I tell you guys something specific for my group. There's no wow. Normalize. Normalize. This is normal. You said you would get unexpected money. You did. You said you always get more than what you expect. You did. Right? Normalize. Normalize. The Facebook group, you go to my bio here. You have to get a subscription, but you have to do the 60-day challenge at the same time. Because that's how you vibe with the group. We're doing affirmations for the group. It's like $20. I have a friend who tried to leave Algeria, but was refused and is depressed. Okay, that's a different topic. They have to be doing the work. I got 1 cent from Amazon today. Hey, money is money. The universe doesn't understand numbers. I told you guys, right? The universe doesn't understand numbers. It's your feeling towards that money. So there's 2 steps to this. When you get any amount of money and you feel joyous, more will be attracted. So that's number 1. It doesn't matter if it's 1 cent, if it's $20, if it's $100, right? That's how I always win the lottery, right? I always win $20, $100, whatever, amount. But I always win because I always got myself to that point. But now the large amount, you can't manifest it by just visualizing this. The universe has difficulty with numbers. So what you need to visualize is you on the podium taking a photo with a jackpot check, you spending that money. That's how you kind of instruct the universe that it has to be a lot more money. But when you're doing this work, please, I want you guys to just wait. When you're doing money work, I want you to just focus on the flow of the work. Okay, every day for 60 days, just retrain your mind. You're just planting the seeds. I got somebody who told me, I don't see any movement. I'm on day 10 of the challenge. It took you, 25, 35, whatever old you are, years to get to where you are now. You think in 10 days, you're gonna magically, now your manifestation is coming. No. Rest in the belief. Every day you're planting the seed. Every day you're planting. The more you think about how it's going to come, the more you're trying to control it, the less likely it is that it will come. Vibe with the group, vibe with the energy of the group. The people on the Facebook are doing better. Okay, and I'm not advertising this because I put it $4 for the membership for the admin cost because I have somebody adding people and deleting people when they leave. I'm advertising it because when you see the group manifesting the same thing that you're trying to manifest and you're happy for them, like when we're having the challenges, you're attracting that to you. This vibration of the group, I really believe in it. It's really propelled me. It's propelled a lot of the people in the group, and I want you guys to try it. If it's not for you, commit to being part of the Facebook group for the amount you're doing the work, which is 2 months for a cost of, $8. Do it afterwards. If it's not for you, you can disconnect from it. It's taken me 4 years of groundwork to make my manifestation happen. It happens as fast as you undo your limiting beliefs, as fast as you can exercise true gratitude, as fast as you're able to increase your energy, the vortex, the gravitational energy around you, which is easier in the group, is what I'm telling you. And that's what the timing has to do with. I want to talk about something else now. I've had one-on-one call, and of course it's completely private what I talk about with anybody on my one-on-one calls, but I want to take an idea from that call that applies to the group. Okay, so as I'm talking to this person, she says to me, it's about love, and she says to me, I'm an educated and I'm a high earning woman, and my career and what have you. So I'm making these notes, and as we're progressing through the call, 30 minutes into the call, as she's more relaxed into it and doing this work, she says, because I want to get married, because really I just want to be a wife and a mother. And I said, whoa, you just 30 minutes ago, you said your career and you're a high earner, you're highly educated, and you need a man to respect that. And then she goes like, because if I feel like if I say that I want to be a wife and a mother, like people don't respond well to that. I said, what people? You're paying me to tell me your deepest. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're paying me, like you can't even tell me when you're paying me. I said, look, this is a very important lesson for all the queens in this group, because mostly happen to women. If there is this discrepancy inside of you between who you really want to be, who you really are at the core, and what you speak, nothing will manifest for you. So she's manifesting love and marriage with a provider type man. The joke is she's dating this provider type man, but she can't make it work with any of them, because I quickly figure out why. Because what she's speaking is differently. I'm a highly educated woman, I'm career, making money, if there's a discrepancy in your inner vibe and what you speak about, you cannot speak differently than what you wish for. Do you see what I mean? Like, this is so basic. I want you to search inside yourself right now and have a moment, and how many times you say things that is not really what you want, right? Like, society may convince you it's better off being single. It's better off, I have my time, I wake up at whatever time I want, I go to bed, nobody bothers me, I can have a date whenever I want. If you're authentic about it, that's great. It's not a problem. Is it really what you want, or what you want is to be married and have 4 kids that, wake you up with kisses? Those are 2 different things. You can't tell the universe it's okay to be single. If you really mean, I'm giving back my singledom, okay? I'm giving it back, because what I want is 4 kids on me in the morning bothering me. That's what I want. That's what would make me happy. Okay, do not speak differently. Okay, the society, we have so many paradigms from not just our parents, but the society, especially as women, right? Because we're told to be a certain way. We're told we must have our career, we must have our education, we must be proud of these things. Then you get a woman who breaks down crying, saying, all I want to be is a wife and a mother, 40 minutes into the call. That tells me a lot about her paradigm. Like, her real self is struggling against the paradigm, and you need to check yourself for this. 2 kids and 2 dogs with the love of my life. I love that. Also, think, do you want a life where you have a job, you have a career, do you want to work part-time, do you want to just be at home? You can make all of this happen as long as what you feel, your authentic self, is what you speak about and what your vision is. Now, because we've developed friendships and social interactions where we're not able to be our authentic self, this is why I told you in the beginning of this live, a lot of those have to drop. They have to be finished. Okay? So if I have a friend where I sit down with her and all I talk about is how men suck, funny dating stories, things that go nowhere, we find the humor in how stupid men are, that's all that's going to manifest. That I'm never gonna, find somebody that I want to marry, right? So if you've developed those kind of social interactions, you're gonna need to roll those back a lot, right? Adriana, how are you? I love this. That's what I want. Woken up by kisses, by our kids and my husband. Exactly. So do not ever tell the universe you're okay being single. Do not. It's a struggle deciding if I want to be single or I'm accepting being single. If it's a struggle, that means you're accepting. Because you're single now, right? So if this doesn't vibe as the highest, when you have what you want, what you really want, what your inner being wants, you vibe the highest. You're afraid of losing that. You're afraid of losing your... I know a woman like that. She's in her 60s. She'd be like, she still gets attention from men. She's like, I don't want any of these guys, any of these men to think they can live with me or stay with me, or you know what I mean? Because what's important to her is her independence, to do whatever she wants. And okay, she earned that right in life, right, at her age. But I can tell this is her highest state. She's not manifesting marriage, and that's completely okay. So you're accepting. I can already tell. Start telling yourself you know exactly what you want. I don't believe it when people say they don't know. It's fear of admitting. Yeah, exactly. But you have to sit with yourself and see how many of these thoughts are my thoughts, how many of these thoughts are society's thoughts, right? How much of what I think about are other people's thoughts? How much of how much of what I thought about men were my mom's thoughts telling me I'm too good for anyone and they all suck? Well, obviously, if I'm too good for anyone, then proof that they all suck must come to me. Is that really a thought I was born with? Not really. Not really. Okay, and then I had another interesting one, and I'm only going to read a paragraph. I guess maybe my subconscious limiting beliefs is that people and places are keeping me stagnant because they're jealous, unsupportive, or they have fear that I am changing or that the relationship will change or what they might think of me. Yes, so this is 100% correct. Her subconscious limiting beliefs is that people are keeping her stagnant because they fear that as she changes, the relationship will change. This is exactly what's playing out, right? People indeed in your life, they won't like when you change the status quo. And indeed, it may be a fear that you have because it's obvious. It's obvious they won't like when you change, because if they like you now, they won't like you in a complete shift. If they like you insecure and clinging to their every message, they won't like it when you don't respond to WYD as a message from your SP. Right? That doesn't deserve a reply, WYD. I didn't even know what this was until recently. But it doesn't deserve a response. Again, if you've uncovered a major limiting belief within yourself, restart the challenge, because everything will hit differently. Do the challenge in your own native language unless you dream in another language. The language that you do this, the reprogramming in, has to be in the language that you dream about. Not about. Just wanted to see if there was anything else. If not, you can ask me some questions. This is sort of what came out from the emails this week. Oh, there was something else. What if I dream in 2 languages? Oh, that's a difficult one. What language do you think in? We can do it. I'm currently manifesting my dream body, working on self-concept. I love that. I had a testimonial on the last live that I read that somebody really worked with their energy systems to get themselves to a certain weight. Is anybody doing the weight thing? If you guys don't know me, so I set my weight to a specific decimal point weight it was in May of 2022, and I'm consistently that weight in this year and a half or whatever it's been since then. Maybe like 4 times I stepped on the scale and it wasn't that weight. I stepped away from the scale and I was like, no, that's not my reality. I am 126.6. And invariably when I get back on, I'm 126.6. So it's not that you won't have a sign that it's the opposite, is that you don't accept anything else. Is anybody doing that with the exact weight? I'm trying with the weight too. Yeah, did you set your weight to a decimal point weight, right? It doesn't matter if you're gaining or lose it. Set it to something, right? So if I set it to 126, then 126 is not an exact thing. So I put 126.6. Just want to make sure there's nothing else. I've lost 6 pounds just by saying I'm at my ideal weight. Yes, you have to clarify to your subconscious what the ideal weight is. You have to see your feet on the scale in the pedicure of today, or no pedicure, stepping and seeing those numbers on the scale as a visual. You have to say it out loud. I'm 126.6. You have to feel like the person who's exactly that. So there was nothing here. I think I took everything. I stopped checking the scale. My pants feel looser after 1 day. Perfect. I'm not on the scale every day. I'm on the scale every other week or so. I asked, what if I dream in 2 languages? The live glitched and I couldn't hear anything for a minute. You see, I don't want to go into the forces that are trying to prevent us from being our ideal self, but they do exist. Why should you restart the challenge if we see our limiting beliefs? So you don't have to restart the challenge. What some people have found is that as they discover their unlimiting beliefs, whatever else they put in the rows up to that day became very inauthentic. So this girl who told me she just realized at day 15 or 14 that her mother has set her up that all men use her and will use her and discard her, right? Her affirmations about love and about, you know, trying to please men, they didn't jibe anymore. She didn't want to be this person anymore, right? Who attracts men that she feels are better than her, who use her. And, you know, so she says, I want to start fresh. So I want you guys to once you uncover a limiting belief, go back on what you wrote and be like, is this me? Is this the same person who wrote this? Or I have people after they finish the 60-day challenge, they're still with us and they say, I want to do it again. And I also have people that just continue. They keep adding rows. Somebody's on day, I don't know, 89 or something like this. She wrote to me this week and she said, I'm on day 89 of the 60-day challenge. I'm like, I'm on day 1089. You know, it's a lifestyle. I realized one of my goals is something I didn't foresee in the 60 days. Should I restart the challenge? Yes, absolutely. This challenge is more of a lifestyle. I just don't want to, you know, people like think, oh, you know, it's planting the seeds, creating a new you, creating a new gravitational field around your body. So, Carla, how long does it take has to do with you, not with me. It just depends what your limiting belief is and where you're at. So in the example that I gave of this woman I spoken to, right? I knew she couldn't manifest because what she was saying is, I'm highly educated, I'm making a lot of money, you know, and then later on, 20 minutes later, she said, I don't want to work, I want to be a wife and a mother, right? So when you have this conflicting beliefs inside of you, you can want to manifest, you can declare all you want, it's not going to come to pass. You have to be completely authentic. This is a lot of inner work to understand where you're at, number one. To be completely clear with the universe. And then always, Carla, always, your vision, you see yourself with your husband, has to be, I am getting married before the age of 34. Feel yourself in your heart, how it feels going to pick out your wedding dress. Feel yourself as being married. Feel the ring on your finger, you know, like it's imaginary right now, but feel it. Say, I'm married. When a stranger asks you, okay, somebody you're not interested in or whatever at the coffee shop, oh, just make it up. Just say, I'm married. My husband is, you know, like actually in, you know, New York right now. Just speak as if you're married. Sign as Mrs. in all, like, you know, those internet forms when they ask you, Miss, Mrs., you're Mrs. now. Speak as if, get it? But make sure you're not conflicting, that inside of you, not talking to a friend and saying, man, being single rocks. Yeah, you provide agreement. Now all of a sudden, all your work is undone. Being single, it's where it's at. Yeah, well, I guess if I was married, I wouldn't be able to be in this club tonight. Yeah, and you're enjoying this clubbing experience. Now you're giving a different instruction to the universe. How can I use this to repair my marriage? The idea is the same. You work on you only. You're not working on fixing your husband, okay? Your husband will respond to the same vibrational, to the vibrational point that you're offering. And without asking him for anything, you make the work all about you. Oh, by the way, I want you guys, somebody told me by mistake, I had my challenge in a folder and I emailed my challenge to somebody and I was mortified. I attached the wrong file, okay? So I want you guys to put a password on the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet, when you get it, password protected. It doesn't matter if you live alone. It doesn't matter if nobody has your computer password. You don't want anyone to have access to your spreadsheet. This work is very, very personal. Please put a password as soon as you get it, or if you're doing the work, go to your spreadsheet and password protect it, even for yourself. Okay, this work is only about you. I also ask people to send me your life and images tab. As soon as you have it done, this should take you a few days to do, or maybe a couple of weeks to do, to put all the images together that describe the goals that you put at the beginning of the challenge. And what I often get, what I want to observe is that whatever your manifestation is, I can read it. So last night I got an email from somebody, and then she's like, please observe my life and images. I looked at that and I said, this is what I see. I see money, I see travel, I see relaxation. I said, if that's what you want, this is what this says to me. This image says to me. There's no man, there's no marriage, there's no engagement ring, there's no picture of family, there's no picture of inside a home. And she's like, oh, you're right. You're right. I have to tweak it. Yeah. Your image has to match what you want and what you speak about. Right? This is work. It's work. And you might not even realize the instructions that you're giving are not exactly, these centers are not in coherence for most people. Okay? They're just not. We're not trained. Every time you want something, whatever it is you want, okay, you want this job, check your centers. I want this job. Do I see myself working in this job, interacting with these people, work there when I went to the interview? Do I see myself walking the hallways of that building? Do I see myself being on a Zoom call with everybody in that team? Do I speak as if I work there? I work at Amazon. I have a highly paid career. It's great working at Amazon, whatever you want to work. Do I feel fulfilled in this role as, you know, the VP of whatever it is you want? Do I feel like I am, like I'm able to manage this team of people? I'm able to do these things. I add a lot of images daily. May I send it again on day 30 of the 60? Yeah, you may. You may send it to me. I don't mind observing your life and images. And just send it to me as a screenshot. I won't click on any Google. I won't open any documents. So just send it to me as a screenshot, and I will tell you what it says. And then if that's your intention, that's great. If that's not your intention, it's a problem, right? Like, you have to tweak it. But I'm reading it as if the universe is reading it, right? Without knowing anything about your life, I need to understand what you want in images. I have to understand. Anything else? This week's challenge, everybody's done really well on last week's challenge. Unusual coin, very unusual coins on the Facebook group. How do you join manifestation group? Links are in my bio. You have to do the 60-day challenge, and then you can join the Facebook group. Join it for the time you're doing the challenge, and then you can cancel it if you don't find value in it. But a lot of people just stay on because it's fun, and people notice that they're happy for other people's manifestations. More comes to them. By the way, in the Facebook group, I don't permit any posts other than manifestation stories, or, you know, things where I can give a tip on how to do things better. Questions about the 3-digit code, question about how to reverse somebody speaking negatively about us. Also, they're all like coaching. They're not, nobody's selling their products, nobody's doing anything else, nobody's posting anything other than exactly what we're doing in this group. Okay, was there anything I didn't cover? What time is it? We have 5 minutes for our I am a winner. Remember the story with the beggar from the beginning of the live? If you just joined, go back on YouTube. It will be available in about an hour, whenever I can download it, and I'll post it there. A client of mine was wearing green rocks and necklace. Oh, sorry, I started to tell you about the challenge. So the challenge for this week is one eye. Be creative on how it comes to you. It can be your eye, okay? And it's one, it's not two. It's one eye in your 3D. In your 3D, okay? Be aware of scammers. Somebody told me that someone impersonating me has messaged them. Once again, a reminder. Once again, a reminder, I never contact anybody. The only way you'll hear from me is if you contact me first. I don't sell anything. I don't contact you with promotions. None of that is from me. Be aware of scammers in general. I have not received a coin yet. You will. You will. Don't put a time frame on it. I give this weekly challenges. People are still manifesting stuff from the past. Flamingos. That flamingo challenge was like 2 months ago. Was there last week? Thank you. You know what? I'm gonna be working on some lottery downloads because I've just been really focused on the mindset lately with people, but I do want to get some lottery downloads. My lives are Mondays at 12 and Tuesday and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Okay, guys, I'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. If there's anything between now and then, my email. If I don't respond to you, if your email is of benefit to the group, the answer is of benefit to the group, I will take it up during a live. Let's put our hands together. We do the 369 tapping. If you don't want to do it with me, this is the end of the live and you can drop. Otherwise, put your hands together and say after me. Oh gosh, someone's calling me. Decline. Please don't call me during my lives. I don't take calls. Put your hands together once again. Let's ask for a download. I am a winner. 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 I am a winner.